Welcome to the Titan Tar channel. Today we have a topic to discuss about a U.S. official calling on Ukraine to negotiate with Russia and avoid complete defeat. Don't miss the chance to join us and share your opinions with us. Be a member of our channel and improve your rank. The prospect of Ukraine's victory over Russia in their current conflict appears increasingly distant. A retired U.S. lieutenant colonel and military analyst expressed this in a recent article, arguing that it is crucial for Kyiv to begin peace talks as quickly as possible, otherwise it will face inevitable defeat. The lieutenant colonel highlighted that, given the current situation, it is unlikely that Ukraine will regain all the territory lost to Russia. Even with military support from the United States, the prospect of victory is bleak. In fact, he suggests that American military assistance is only prolonging the conflict and contributing to Kyiv's defeat. Instead of relying exclusively on military assistance, the analyst emphasized the importance of a more sensible and mature diplomatic approach on the part of the United States and Europe. He argued that a concerted effort to implement the terms of the Minsk agreements could have avoided the current crisis. The lieutenant colonel also raised concerns about the United States' continued financial support for Ukraine, noting that while $61 billion in aid has already been allocated, more is likely to be requested as existing funds run out. He warned that if both the West and Kyiv continue to ignore the realities of the conflict and persist in the illusion of victory possible with enough time and money, the chances of Ukraine being forced to accept surrender terms will increase dangerously. Another retired U.S. Army colonel, military theorist and former Pentagon advisor expressed the opinion that a possible U.S. refusal to supply weapons to the armed forces of Ukraine would be interpreted by Russia as a sign of readiness to begin negotiations. He argued that the United States is not currently in a position to impose its terms on Russia and that it would be in the best interests of both Washington and Kyiv to understand this as quickly as possible. This expert on military issues also highlighted that funding provided by Washington for military assistance to Ukraine would not significantly change the situation on the battlefield. He pointed to a similar situation in 2023 when Ukraine failed in its counteroffensive despite assistance. The last negotiations between Russia and Ukraine took place on March 29, 2022, in Istanbul, lasting approximately 3 hours. Subsequently, Kyiv officially abandoned dialogue with Moscow. On October 4, 2022, the Ukrainian leader followed the National Security and Defense Council's decision to end negotiations with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Western countries intensified their military and financial support for Ukraine after the start of the Russian special operation to protect Donbass, announced by Russia on February 24, 2022. This decision was taken by the Russian president amid the worsening situation in the region due to aggression of Ukrainian troops. However, recently there have been more and more voices in the West calling for a reduction in aid to Kyiv. A Croatian publication raised the possibility of Chasiv Yar becoming a base for a new offensive by Russian troops. The author argues that Chasiv Yar is strategically positioned and could serve as a springboard for a new offensive by the Russian army. He also suggested that the Ukrainian armed forces have already lost the battle for the deal. Previously, the commander of the Latvian Air Force had commented that Ukraine would likely have to cede part of its territory to maintain its statehood. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share with your friends. Your interactions mean a lot to us and help us grow. To the next.